welcome back. Well, the first thing is I'm going to apologise for the hair. As you can tell, I'm on lockdown and I've not got access to the hairdresser. So at the moment it's getting a wee bit out of control and we're not quite sure if it's like an extra out of grease or what else you just said? I'm the Wolverine. Oh, I look like the Wolverine. Yeah, that's the one. I look like the Wolverine. So apologies, but please don't let that detract from the quality of the video. We're now on PS20. We're actually on the road now, and in this particular video clip we're going to be riding from Kirkcaldy on the B925 V-Octor tool out to the Moss Morn. Because there's so much that I need to talk about on the video and I can't, basically I can't talk as quick as my brain can process information. I'm going to talk about the man-made natural features, the road signs and the road markings that I'm seeing on the video on the way out. I can't talk about everything. So without further ado, let's get into PS20. Okay, so you notice the lamppost on the left hand side curving round to the right. Look at the hedge on the left hand side also curving round to the right, and the tree line. Notice the hazard warning line along stretches of bay. We're in a built up area just now, 30 mph speed limit. You'll see the house straight up ahead here, so it indicates the road doesn't go straight on and indicates the road must veer either to the left or to the right. In this particular case the road goes to the right. The lamppost also giving an indication of where the road's going as well. Notice the bus stop and near side junction on the left here. You'll see now that the road is curving round to left, going slightly uphill. The wall and also the houses indicate where the road's going. And if you look here, you'll see the tree line. Look at the tree line now beginning to go back downhill. So it obviously crests here and goes back down again. Notice still in the hazard warning line here, going out to the 50 mph stretch. Sign there telling us that there's no pavement here. You can see the tree line curving round to the right. Got a cyclist coming towards us. And also now if you look on the right hand side, the wall indicates to us the road's going downhill. Notice the solid white line, and again still indication that there's no pedestrian footway. There is of course on the right hand side. Look at the wall on the right, indicating the road sort of begins to climb back up now. And if you look there, you'll see that we've now got still the solid white line for no overtaking. Got an entrance point on the left hand side there. Again, if you start to extend lift division now, you can see we're actually going uphill now. So we've got an uphill section here. We've still got a hazard warning line here. Riders moving back over the left hand side. Look at the tree line on the left hand side now, indicating the road's going round towards the right. And we've got a little sign there telling us it could be slippy the road at times. In the winter time, water goes across there and it freezes. On the near side, you've got a sign there on the left hand side, warning of deers. Also, if you look up ahead here, you'll see the solid white line on the right hand side now for no overtaking, and we've got an entrance exit point hidden on the near side there. You can see now the road's still climbing uphill here and it's curving back to the left. We've got a sign there on the left hand side saying reduce speed, left hand bend. It looks as if the road goes straight on here, but it actually follows the tree line. Now as we start to pull back now, the rider's moving back on the left hand side. I'll talk about positioning in the next video. You'll see we've got another sign in front of us now, solid white line on the right hand side, indicating the road's going to come back to the right hand side, and there's the right hand bend there. And you'll still see the solid white line no overtaking. Got a blind crest here. This is where we tend to move towards the near side, and it actually tells you blind summit there. Over the top now, you can see you're sitting pretty high now. We've climbed up. And the wall here indicates the road's fairly straight, still a solid white line for no overtaking, because you notice there's a blind crest there. As we go over the blind crest, you notice that the line now going back to normal centre line, and the road looks fairly straight, but notice your elevated position here. We're sitting up high here, and you can actually extend the vision into the distance here, and you can actually see that the road is going to actually start to go back downhill again. As we start to near the bend here, notice the arrow signs tell us to get back in for any overtakes. A solid white line, and we're still in the 50 mph restriction zone. And we can see here that the black and white chevrons indicate the deviation to the right that we'd seen for the sign earlier, and it's curving to the left. Look across the bend here, and you can actually see the road now going to the left. I'll talk about road surfaces in another video and stuff like that. This one's really just about the man-made natural features, the road signs, the road markings. Look at the wall on the left hand side and the hedge here. You see up on the right hand side, again giving a good indication as to where the road is actually going here. Again, solid white line on the right hand side. Got a downhill gradient again. We've got a sign coming up on the left hand side indicating the road's going to go right and then it's going to go left. So the riders, you imagine, you're pulling back to the left hand side, preparing for the right hand bend. So there's a rider moving through the right, black and white chevron there, moving back now towards the right hand side for the left hand bend. We can look across the bend now, we can see it goes to the right. There's the rider pulling back to the right now. Now then, we've got a sign on the left hand side indicating to us there's a left hand bend with a junction on the near side. So we've got to watch for cars, entrance, exit point. Rider moving over to the right hand side. And now you can see the road beginning to straighten back up again, and you can see houses in the distance, a clear indication that we're probably coming into a built-up area. So you can expect a speed change here from the 50 mph speed limit that we're in. And there's the countdown boards bring us in back into Octo Tour. And if you're overtaking, there's the arrows telling you to get back in, and there's the solid white line. And the letters SLOW as you come into Octo Tour. Now I'm not going to film it through Octo Tour, we'll pick up the video on the next section as we get to Octo Tour, the other side of Octo Tour. Okay, so here we are at the other side of Octo Tour, and you can already see the road's going uphill, it's curving round to the right, and see an observation there, making sure it's safe for moving off. So there we go, ordinary centre line. We've got a road sign on the left hand side there, just indicating there's a junction on the left hand side. If you lift and extend the vision, you can see the road starts to curve to the left in the distance, and actually then goes kind of straight, and the sign there as well telling you it's a left hand bend, has a warning line on approach, arrows to get back in again. Riders moving back now over to the left hand side, got a few cyclists there coming towards us. The hedge also indicating where the road's going, and there's another cyclist. If you look at the extend the vision again, we can see now the bend curving round to the right, again the solid white line here, line crest. And as we go over here now, we've still got the solid white line, and on the left hand side there you can see there's an entrance exit point into the church. We're moving over to the right hand side now, and we can see the hedge giving a clear indication that the road's curving round to the left, and is now beginning to go back downhill again, and still a solid white line. There's a few signs up ahead for us here, the reduced speed warning sign, and a right hand bend followed by a left. We've got the letters SLOW, the black and white chevrons, the shell sure grip, and the yellow banding across the road. A lot of money being spent on that section there. My parents live in the house on the left here. When the council spend a lot of money like that, you can think of it as a memorial for those that have gone before you. There's a sign telling you there's a left hand bend, now followed by a right. We took to my parents. The hedges here giving a clear indication of where the road's going as well as the signs. Still got a solid white line here. And if we look, we're now going uphill section, and we've got a blind crest, but the trees up ahead indicating that the road kind of veers to the right as we go over this blind crest. You watch the rider steer into the left hand side just in case someone's coming another way. Now, we're extending the vision here, and you can see there's a little blind dip there. That's why we had the solid white line to prevent overtaking. Still got a hazard warning line here as well. And you'll see we're now approaching another blind crest here. So again, there's potential danger over the blind crest. Again, the arrow's indicating to get back in if there have been any overtakes getting done. There's a sign telling you left hand bend followed by right hand bend. The rider moving back towards the right hand side to improve vision here. And the hedges on the right, and the land giving a clear indication of where the road's going. That's not a field straight in front, so we must go to the right, and there you go. So that gives us a clear, and there's a cyclist in a field, not something you see every day. Now we've got another sign on here telling us the road goes to the left and then to the right. There's the rider moving back to the right hand side. Still a solid white line, you'll notice. Good surface here, but we'll talk about surfaces in a future video. Rider moving back to left now in anticipation of the right hand turn. And we've got a blind crest here going uphill, rider moving into the near side just in case someone's coming another way overtaking. If you extend the vision, you can see there's going to be a gradient drop here. You can see in the distance there's an elevation change. Going downhill there, a works entrance sign on the left hand side there, roundabout indicating the 3 exit points left, heading off to the right. And that's us pulling in. Talked about the man-made natural features and the road signs and the road markings there on that video.